Okay, I'll call this meeting to order. The time, or today is October 7th, 2025. If everyone would join me in the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any minutes over there, Ginger, at all?
No minutes, just the section of quarter report.
Oh, there is a report. Okay. We don't have minutes. I guess we'll move to reports then, please. Yeah. Wow, clerk and recorder amount here is $11,473.80. Wow.
Very nice. You're
Yes.
busy.
So the fees went up on Monday or on Wednesday last week, October 1st, and so we got hammered last Tuesday. And I did a deposit this morning for last week, this first 3 days of October, we did $1,600, which is kind of wild.
Wow.
And
You raised those fees just in time, huh?
yes, it's, I mean, mortgages and stuff going through,
Yeah.
so
The before winter rush, like usual.
yes.
Did Helen have any correspondence out of there?
There's
No. Okay. Commissioner Doolittle? No correspondence?
Basically, I had the EWG, I did email them something. I didn't make it to the meeting. It was pretty short. They didn't have enough people. They basically reported about money in a grant, about the Elk Corridor on I-15. The funding's been approved for that. No reports from lots of people. I did send a report about McCarty Creek. I talked about what we talked about in the road meeting, that they're grading it and they're gonna get ready to do all that stuff. So that's also grant money. No reports from anybody else.
Thank you. Commissioner First, correspondence?
I have no correspondence.
Nor I. Okay, calendar review. I'll start with you, Commissioner Doolittle, sir. What do you got? For this upcoming week?
I messed up and I thought the meeting was, I didn't think we had an afternoon information, so the Ash Grove meeting was today.
Oh,
I did talk to Doug and we're gonna do a tour of the plant, so if you guys are interested in that and haven't done it, I can let you know.
yeah.
He said give him a call and let him know when we were free. But I don't know when that's gonna be yet.
That'd be cool.
And I don't think I have much next week. As far as afternoon, evening meetings.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Kirsch?
The planning board Wednesday evening at 7. Tri-County Fire, meeting at the Montana City Fire Hall. I think you guys have survey review 1:30 Thursday if it's on this week.
It depends. We usually don't know till Wednesday.
Basin Water Sewer Thursday evening. SAA monthly check-in, is that usually on your Friday? I have that on my calendar.
I don't have it, I don't think.
Hagerty Friday, and I don't think there was anything on Monday, so that's what I've got coming up this next week.
You pretty much covered it all. The only thing wasn't covered was at 8 in the morning on Thursday is the CTAC meeting in Whitehall. So that covers that. Thank you. Okay. You already gave your commission report, right?
Yeah, but I would report that the health department is doing the start stuff. That's tomorrow. If any of the commissioners want to show up, she mentioned that during our meeting. Do you want me to give the report on the health, on us talking to her this morning?
Sure.
If you want.
That's fine.
We did meet with Pam this morning at 11. She said they're busy, respiratory virus season, not a lot of illness, no flus yet. Lots of site visits. All of them been involved in vaccinations. There's some interest in COVID vaccines, but they're waiting for some information to come back on that. They're doing community vaccinations in Whitehall on the 21st, in Boulder on the 22nd, and in Clancy on the 24th from 3 to 6. They had a West Nile virus reported that somebody caught, they were traveling out of state. They think they got bit by a mosquito back there. We did have the behavioral health, interviews last week. We went through those. We did offer the job to somebody. She turned it down, so we're working on where we're gonna go next. And State of Mind is coming tomorrow. It'll be 2:30 to 4 at the high school. If anybody wants to go with that, that's more of a discussion, and the play will be tomorrow night at the Clancy Community Center.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Kirsch.
Pretty quiet week last week. I went to the road slash, shop safety meeting Thursday morning, early 7 o'clock. Really not much going on there besides just a recap of anything safety wise. They've been doing an outstanding job of being safe. I try to commend them every time because it saves the county money if we can keep our guys safe, not to mention getting them home safe. BTAC was directly after that, kind of the same thing with BTAC. I had my, agenda for that and had notes and I seem to have misplaced it, so kind of the same old, nothing new to report on that. And then we had the road department this morning. I don't know if you wanna
Whatever you want to do.
expound on that a little bit. Mostly a lot of grading and just catching up for the season and pothole repair. They're trying to get a lot of the asphalt done before it turns cold. Let's see, anything else worth mentioning? He said there might be some millings coming available down on from the interstate down by Whitehall. Probably not next year, but 2027, I think he said.
Mhm.
So that would be nice to get some more millings at some point. Been having really good luck with the speed sign around the county. We get so many people wanting that we can't. We need like 5 more speed signs to keep up with everything, but we'll get them spread around the county and get that information out as soon as possible. Sawmill Road up there in the north end, we still don't know who owns that. And our records in the county show no documentation showing it's a county road, so we don't even know if it's a public road. Let's see, anything else? I think that was the long and the short of it, Mr. Chairman, for the road this morning.
One thing I would add is right now the speed limit signs are up on Sheep Mountain Road and McCollum Creek Road. And they are going to turn them on tomorrow, wasn't it? Right now, they're not turned on. I mean,
Yeah, they're on now.
are they on now?
Stealth mode,
Yeah, I was going 26 this morning.
Oh, okay.
To slow down.
You need to slow down.
26.
Didn't say anything else to you, huh? Yeah, just slow down.
That-
I mean, everyone's
yeah.
different. That's why I'm asking. So, other than that, I think, yeah, both the commissioners covered it all. So outside of that, I'm gonna move forward. Now is the opportunity for public comment. Those wishing to say anything, please identify yourself, but whatever it is, it cannot, it's anything that's not on the agenda. Therefore, we cannot take any action at this point, but if anyone would like to say anything, now is the time to do so. Is there anyone that would like to say anything? Luke? Would
No
you like to
comments
say
from
anything?
me. No,
You-
thanks. I'm just listening in. Thank you.
Okay, sir, thank you. Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen, now we have to wait till 2 o'clock. This is time specific before we can say or do anything on yours, okay? So,
This is where the person who does the 2 o'clock presentation has to tell us stories or something.
Fill in the gap.
her backup's back there too, so.
I'm not on the agenda. Goodbye update.
Good to see you, Chris.
Good to see you, Commissioner Hagerty.
Well, I guess we're waiting in things of, I mean, yeah, granted, we had our Jefferson Watershed Council meeting last week. Is there anything you two would like to let the commissioners know what's going on? That I didn't really cover?
Yeah, currently we are working on writing a watershed restoration plan for Lower Boulder. So last month on the 16th, we had a meeting at Gordon's conference in Whitehall. And I mailed letters to landowners in the Lower Boulder, inviting them to come and learn about what a watershed restoration plan is and ask for their input and any ideas that they had. So that first meeting was more just discussing what a watershed restoration plan is and how it opens up additional funding opportunities and can identify where there's natural resource concerns and problems and areas to focus on. And we're planning a follow-up meeting for November 6th at 1:30, also at Boarding's conference room. And hopefully be able to identify some more specific goals that landowners have or any other partners or agencies have as well. So that's what we're working on right now, and hopefully be able to submit that to DEQ in January. And then after that, begin working on a watershed restoration plan for the Upper Jefferson.
Great.
Thanks.
Is there anything happening on the, what's the one, what's the?
Jefferson?
What's that?
The slough down there off the Jefferson?
Yeah, the slough, what was the, creek feeding it that goes down through Whitehall, what's that creek called?
That river, it's on the Jefferson.
Pipestone, there we
Pipestone.
go. Yeah, has there anything been going on with the Pipestone project at all, or is that kind of gone now? I know our grant funding was kind of like
Oh.
this for a long time and
Talking
then,
about the milfoil?
well, the old milfoil, but there was projects up on the Pipestone that weren't completed yet.
Oh, I don't know. Chris, would you know anything?
With the
about
milfoil stuff,
Yeah,
that's been going on for years.
it? Yeah,
Yeah, I think everything on Pipestone got completed. I think all the money was spent on the milfoil.
oh, yeah, yeah.
As well,
That's correct.
that grant is closed out.
Yes.
To my knowledge, there's still, I don't know, about maybe 2 miles of the slough that never received milfoil work, but they worked upstream to downstream, and so that might be something the JRWC wants to revisit in the future at some point.
That's past TB Lane there, isn't it? Those landowners between there and Cardwell, I think it was. Yeah, it's not, yeah. So,
so they narrowed the slough down on part of that. Is that in the middle of the slough or is it on the upper end or the lower end? I can't remember. It seemed like there might have been right in the middle of the slough that they narrowed that up and got the flows going better and covered all the milfoil up.
Yeah, it was more in the middle reach. Yeah. And then, yeah, there's still certainly some Eurasian water milfoil in the lower reach. Yeah, that funding and I guess the relationship between DNRC and the former watershed coordinator kind of ran its course as well. So, yeah, I think in the future, the JRWC should revisit that and speak with DNRC, DEQ and others to see what opportunities remain and how the group can support that eradication.
Because we're right, like at the head of the whole watershed, and when that stuff floats down, it's into the Canyon Ferry and all the way down, I guess. So
Yeah.
we were kind of surprised they didn't want to finish that project, try to get rid of the rest of that, but
Yeah, it was pretty surprising that DNRC just kind of pulled the plug and walked away from that.
yeah. Yeah, I was just curious. It's been a while since I heard about that.
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Ginger, don't they have different folks in those positions now? For the DNRC that you're dealing with?
I haven't really dealt with them, since all that kind of stopped. I don't know if those ones are still there. For all the other DNRC grants, I've been dealing with, a different set of people.
Okay.
I think it's just because it's different, they're different grants, the minimum allocation grants, but even for the Trout Unlimited one is a different grant manager. But that's been going pretty smooth. I think with Colleen O'Rourke, is that her name?
That is, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one's been going pretty well, pretty smooth, so. But I think the past issues that we had with that, cause they were like RRG and RRD, whatever types of grants they were. Like Chris said, it's just personality conflicts. And just DNRC changes the rules a lot, so.
Hopefully it's been remedied. Thank you. Oh, wow, we still got 15 minutes.
I brought a handout for you all. I spoken to Helen about being on the agenda, but just thought I'd give these handouts to you while I'm here. This is just an update on where we're at with the ARPA
Oh,
grant, and the project to remove the shot diversion on the lower boulder. Just a quick memo, describing what we've accomplished so far. And so, on September 18th, we had the final design delivered, on this project, so. You'll see that here on this memo. You know, the biggest thing is, early on was a decision on whether to, remove the dam, leave it in place, use the existing channel or a new channel. After, kind of cost benefit analysis, we decided that building the channel, a new stream channel in the dry, is probably the most cost effective. Plus, that dam had degraded a lot of fine sediments behind it, which was about 2,000 dump truck loads. And so that cost alone was pretty prohibitive. So actually abandoning the existing channel, burying those sediments in place while when we excavate this new channel, kind of through the middle of this map. The old channel kind of follows the toe of the western edge here. And then another neat thing is that, you know, the landowners agreed to abandon some irrigation practices. And so irrigation ditch on the east side of the project, we're actually going to take advantage of the existing ditch and create about 3 acres of wetlands. And so, you know, as far as Jefferson County is concerned, and your floodplain administrator will have this information soon, but with the hydraulic modeling, we have a no rise on this. So we'll be well within our 1 foot rise that the Army Corps requires that we stay under with a project like this. So no additional threats to flooding, and actually creating that a bigger floodplain with the wetlands and everything. We're actually going to reduce impacts from flooding in this Reach River. So wetlands do a lot of things. Obviously they're great for wildlife, but they're also good for juvenile fish habitat. And then they'll help filter water as it moves through, and so we should see a water quality benefit as well. And then we're just going to add a lot of habitat complexity to the new channel. It doesn't currently exist. A lot of large wood jams, a lot of cobble, you know, creation of pools, and then kind of widening the floodplain there, because the river is so incised that it just acts as kind of a hose as during high water. And so when you have a wider floodplain that the river can access, that can also absorb water to you know, soaks it up like a sponge and releases it during lower water periods. So you know, we could have just gone in, knocked out the dam and walked away, but at TU, we like to have a holistic approach to these kind of projects, and believe that we have a really good project here in front of us. The challenge ahead of us now will be funding construction. So we had a grant ready for the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation that required a 1/3 match. That grant was due in March. It evaporated in February. And so we're kind of waiting to see what sort of funding becomes available through that program or others. But to that end, Commissioner Kirsch joined us on a tour with staffers from the delegation back on August 14th, I believe. And so I think some of our staffers from our federal delegates, as well as some of our state legislators, were somewhat surprised about kind of the win-win projects that TU completes, and how we're really just, we want to see the rancher benefit, the landowner benefit, as well as benefits for fish and wildlife. So and this memo just kind of describes everything I just chatted about in a little more detail. So we do have a grant report due October 15th, so I'll have all the paperwork to you by the Friday, no later than.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of bills to pay. We're actually spending down our match mostly. But we did get, Lenny Huckabee off of that ditch. And that'll be part of our reimbursement for his irrigation project. So he was the lowest user on that ditch, so. We were able to move his point of diversion from the Boulder to Jefferson Slough. So now he's using the warmest water in the basin, leaving more cold water in stream. And, so, then we have one more quarter left on this grant. We have, about $12,500 remaining on this grant, and we'll spend that on permitting over the next quarter. So we'll have it spent down, if not all the way, most of the way. And we do have the NRC didn't really advertise this, but we actually have to spend the money by March 31st.
It's a grace period.
There's a 3-month grace period on the back end of this. So if we don't have every dime spent by December, we certainly will by March.
Great.
The rule change that's beneficial.
The new streamway there, Chris, is that, I'm trying to think if there was a power line base there, is that out of the way?
Yeah, so the power line base is right there.
Okay,
And so where the existing channel was, kind of goes right up close to that power line base, and that was one of the drivers of this project. So if you see, there's a little U-shaped or semicircle orange thing towards that last meander bend. And so that's where that power line is. It was about 15 feet from the river. It's gonna be more like 80 feet from the river at this point, so with the realignment.
cause that really changed the project when we figured that out.
Yeah.
You can't see it on here though, when you're looking down, it's hard to see the power line.
Yeah, it is.
Good deal, well, thanks for the update.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you.
Basin Water Sewers putting in for a CDBG grant.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I don't know if I updated you guys on it, but we've already got a CDBG grant open for Clancy Water Sewer that's been open for years and years, so we requested that Commerce allow us to slip in a different CDBG grant while the Clancy one runs, just to see if we can get basin funded for a short-term project. So I put in a request for that, and we'll see where that
How
goes.
long is that gonna
Right.
take to hear back? Wow.
I have no idea. I'd assume we'd hear back fairly soon if they'll allow it, cause I think that application's due the end of this month, or, cause there's another step, we have to actually sign the application before the end of October, so we'll see. See where it comes out.
In 1 and 2, no? So we'll see what.
I think the only other CDBG grant we got out is the one for the,
Growth policy.
What's that?
what is it?
Growth policy. Growth policy.
Well, yeah, that one too. No, there's another one, the Yellowstone Boys and Girls Ranch, other unit out here. There's like 4 different categories, I guess, of CDBG that you can have one grant in each of those categories.
really?
So we're doing pretty good. We've got probably 3 out of the 4 taken, so we'll see. I think the Yellowstone Boys and Girls Ranch is working on getting their project up and running, so once, I'm assuming probably by next year, that one will be done, and we won't have that one hanging out anymore. JLDC's been helping administer that grant.
You talking about things, I mean, since we got time, where's JLDC at right now? What's going on?
What's going on with JLDC?
Recently, yes. You know?
No, they're mostly, they're focused on that power
Oh, yes.
project down in
The wind farm?
the south campus there, yeah. That's what they're mostly focused on right now.
Is it going anywhere at this point, or is it sort of?
The last thing I've heard is the CEO or whoever is running the thing has been stuck out of states because of the tight. It's hard to get a visa into the nation right now because
Oh,
of
okay.
all the immigration stuff going on right now. So he's been struggling getting back to the States to keep this thing going. So, as far as I know, that's about the
Is
last.
that him you're talking about?
Him, yeah.
Okay.
He's been struggling getting his visa to get back into the States.
So they're waiting on him.
I think so. I think things are still moving along in the background, but as far
Yeah,
as,
I don't know, I just,
yeah, I think we're due to have a meeting here pretty quick, but
okay. Excuse me, we're already in the middle of October, I can't.
See, Katie.
it'll be Christmas and then
Oh.
starting over next year again. Pretty quick.
Yeah.
Paul must have went back to Washington, DC.
Who?
Paul Backlund,
Oh, is he in Washington?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's not here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
2 weeks ago. He said he was heading back there.
Heading back east again, yeah. He must spend his winters out there, huh?
Yeah.
His son is there.
And if anybody's wondering why at least Commissioner Hagerty and I are wearing pink, you're kind of pink, not.
No, I got a.
Oh, you
I
got some
a
right
pin.
there.
I got my pin.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Helen usually leads us that. I think it's slipped her mind this year. She usually does contests and
Yeah,
we do a
it's true, too.
resolution. She'll probably do a resolution here in the next couple of weeks, I'm assuming, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's what the pink's about. We try to wear pink on our meeting days throughout the month is to raise awareness, so.
What are the contests then?
She usually does, what does she do? Like,
She gets a lot of like positive promotion stuff, and then if you wear pink, and she does a drawing and gets treats. So she did mention that she was hawing about it because of budget stuff. So
oh, gotcha.
that was one of the factors, and we've running behind on things, and it kind of snuck up. So
Yeah, she does. She's done it every year since I've been a commissioner, so that's odd if we don't do it. We'll get her ramped up when she gets back.
And two.
the sickness has started. Jeff was in our office cleaning, and he was hacking and coughing. I was like,
Everybody.
Not yet.
we'll have to go in behind him and like spray everything.
We better than another deal.
Okay.
Way back when they mentioned the power base or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think that was last year's update about this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, project's been a journey so far.
They always are.
They all are. Everything we do takes years and years.
About 4.5 years.
Yeah. I think you're close enough, Mr. Chairman, with these.
Thanks, so finally, thanks for your patience. Okay, it's now the time, which is 2 o'clock, and then what that is discuss, decide on the county sponsoring a DNRC reclamation and development grant for the Jefferson Watershed Council. Here present is Miranda. Would you like to present that, Miranda, please?
Would. So I know you all have already a little information about the project and will receive the draft application. But to give a little bit more background on, I guess, the project and what the JRWC is kind of working towards. In 2023, the Watershed Council was granted a Cooperative Watershed Management Program grant from the Bureau of Reclamation. And that grant is supporting my position. I'm the watershed coordinator. I started in this position in June. And like I mentioned, we're working on the watershed restoration plans for the Lower Boulder and the Upper Jefferson. And also through that grant, will be planning and design of low-tech process-based restoration projects. On the Tobacco Root Bench, the Highlands Bench, Lower Boulder Bench, and up in the Hells Canyon Creek watershed. And so this grant is a DNRC Reclamation and Development grant for drought mitigation planning. So that planning part would really be able to build on what JRWC has started with, writing these restoration plans and planning these other drought projects. So the main three tasks that this grant would fund is one, updating the drought management plan that I know you guys read about. That plan was last updated in 2013, so it's a little bit outdated. And this past summer, FWP recommended that plan be updated just to reflect current conditions and gather input from irrigators and other stakeholders about how that plan can be updated for the 2026 irrigation season. So with that, historical data would be reviewed, and then the drought triggers would be reviewed and refined if decided necessary by irrigators and other stakeholders. And another task that would be included in this grant would be the planning of drought mitigation projects. So one that we've already identified is the planning of the Parsons Slough, or the Parsons Slough tributary being reconnected directly to the river. So that would involve changing the point of diversion for an irrigator that's off of the slough, so that the cold water can flow directly into the river, and then that irrigator would pull from the river at a lower point. And that's one of the identified drought projects. And then the third task would be strengthening the monitoring and communication of the drought management plan that has already been ongoing. So this last summer, myself and one of MTU's Big Sky Watershed Board members, we measured irrigation withdrawals every Wednesday. And the Jefferson Drought Management Plan is the only plan in the state that measures withdrawals weekly to have that up-to-date data to make decisions based off of. So those are the three tasks that would be involved, or that would be included in the grant. And DNRC requires a government sponsor for nonprofit organizations. So that's why I reached out to the county to see if you would be willing to sponsor the grant. We're still finalizing the budget. I put in that draft that the budget would be roughly $70,000. Over this next week, that will be, we're just still working on parts of the budget. And I also included, there would be $6,000 of match from Golden Sunlight Mine. And as of today, that match funding might have been increased by quite a bit. So, and also the Cooperative Watershed Management Grant for the Bureau of Reclamation, that can also be used as match funding towards this grant as well. So I think between the Bureau of Rec grant and applying for this grant, there are really good opportunities to provide benefits to everyone, from irrigators and recreationists in the community overall. So I think it would be really great if Jefferson County could sponsor this on behalf of JRWC.
Questions, commissioners?
What's the timeline? When are we gonna open? When are we gonna close, I guess?
Yeah, so the deadline is October 15th, and I think that we would begin some of these tasks in April. And then this would go through the end of the irrigation season of 2027, so September of 27.
Awesome, okay, thank you.
Anything else, Commissioner?
That's the only
Sure,
question
Jalil?
I have.
Ginger?
I don't have anything. I mean, like I said, we've been working with Chris on the Shaw diversion one, and I think we have really great communication, and just keep that going, and then DNRC seems to be happy with us, so.
Counselor, you have anything? Okay, any other discussion or any other? Okay, I'd entertain a motion then.
I move we go ahead and sponsor this grant for the DNRC. Reclamation Development Grant for Jefferson Watershed Council, Mr. Chairman, does that make sense?
It does. And a second,
Second.
any other discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
All right. You're all set?
You're good?
Typically when you, are you gonna be putting in the draws and typically gonna need a signature probably from Chairman Hagerty. Typically we have an email chain with Commissioner Hagerty and Ginger since she's the administrative part of it. So everything that you submit to those two. And
Okay,
and they'll try to communicate back to you. And is DNRC in the mix as well, probably?
Yes.
Are they the grant? I think they probably submit the grant or they give the money out anyway, huh?
yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it works well. If you just
Okay.
keep these two in the loop and DNRC and that should flow well.
Okay. We'll do that. I'll be in
Anything
touch
else?
with both of you then about kind of the next steps before the 15th of the application deadline.
Anything else? Anybody?
Sometimes they ask for, like copy of our latest audit and all that, so if you need any of that, just let me know and I can email it over.
Okay.
Anything else? Not, we'll be adjourned.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.